Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of June 5th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. Hey, I started a Patreon, and I thought you might want to know about it, so I want to let you know it exists. It only has 2 tiers right now. You can find more information in the description, and that's about it. Let's get back to the video. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Dark Mansion Tarot with Amethyst, the classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Lapis Lazuli, and the Tarot de Marseille with Carnelian. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one, and of course you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. Let's throw down all 5 cards. Fortunately for you, it's impossible to get for your reading to be out of frame. It's just a question of whether or not it's crooked. What is this? The 5 of Coins reversed. What is this? Oh, the 3 of Wands. Okay, my initial vibe of this reading is overall good. I will stare at this a little and see what we have. Group 1, this is looking like a good week to have a friend or buddy or partner or someone that you trust to really confide in, because the funny thing is, having the Emperor reversed in the middle of your reading is very strange. What's strange about it is I have the feeling that this 3 of Swords reversed is weighing down on you more than is warranted. I have the feeling that you're on the threshold of something. I always say threshold when the 3 of Wands comes up, but it's the 2 and the 3 of Wands, which alludes to a kind of progression. And I think that it's almost as if when you're on the precipice or on the verge of doing something great, on the verge of breaking through something that has been holding you back, there are some like insecurities that are popping up and kind of throwing you off your A game. And this looks like a good time to check in with someone and to have someone hold the mirror to you and remind you how awesome you are. That message is the 5 of Coins reversed here at the bottom of your deck. The 5 of Coins is, it's at first glance, it's a scary looking card because, you know, it's people left out in the cold and all that shit. But there is a message of hope and solace. This is very dark, but the message of hope with this is that these people have each other, you know, and the kind of like when the 5 of Cups comes up, and I always talk about the 2 cups that are still standing. When the 5 of Cups comes up, the 5 of Coins comes up, I try to remember, to remind you that you don't have to go through this alone. And I have the feeling that this 3 of Swords reversed here, it's not a question of how valid this disappointment or heartbreak or whatever is. It's like it's coming up at the worst time, and it's like interfering with your ability to walk down the practical, long-lasting road that you have. I just had the vision of, you know, when, okay, this is I'm gonna set up this scenario. So someone's riding a bicycle down the street and some troll decides to throw a stick at the wheel. Like the troll is on the sidewalk and they javelin style throw the stick at the wheel, and the timing just boom, the stick goes right at the place where it'll fuck up the person's front wheel and then, you know, knock them off their bike or whatever. The stick is pretty insignificant, but when the timing is just perfect, perfect in the dark sense, it could cause a lot of trouble. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this. So I think that the best play for you, Group 1, is to run your insecurities by someone to help you realize how the stick is kind of minor, even though the timing, well, in the scenario that I set up, it actually is catastrophic, but in the vibe of this reading, it kind of feels more catastrophic than it actually is. So yeah, I don't think I can add much without looping, so thank you very much for trusting me with your reading, Group 1. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Nice. Don't panic. Okay, the majority of your reading is reversed. Don't panic. I got your back. Is this, well, okay, the framing is right. It doesn't look crooked, at least not from where I'm looking. Great, give me a second, Group 2. Group 2, I'm going to do something a little unorthodox because there are two main ways to interpret this reading. I see this as either problems at home potentially being brought to work, or problems at work potentially being brought at home. I have the Three of Coins and the Lover's card are really giving me strong vibes of work life and home life. And whatever this tower is, it's the vibe of this reading is a warning to not let problems in one world blend into the other world. Now, the unconventional thing that I want to do, I'm going to pull an advice card for either scenario. This is problems at home advice, problems at work advice. Let's do it. Problems at home and problems at work. All right, so I'm going to stare at this and then I'm going to basically give two readings. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'll give both readings and then I'll consolidate and then end with a rant on this tower here. So here's the thing. If the issue with this week is in your home life, this Eight of Cups reverse is a pretty clear warning to not run away from it. You know, sometimes when there are issues at home, a way to deal with that is to basically immerse yourself in work, immerse yourself in other things, to basically try to do what you can to just not have to deal with it. And this is kind of a warning to actually confront it, some people have avoidant conflict resolution strategies. That's probably not the right technical term, but what I'm describing is pretty clear. And this is a warning to not delve into that and to really deal with whatever the issue is to avoid potentially worse problems later. If it's work, then the Two of Coins, there are a couple ways to interpret it, but it could be a way to an invitation to find some kind of compromise. Obviously, if when shit happens at work, it could cause potential conflicts between coworkers, and if that is the case, just be mindful of that and try to keep the eye on compromise. It could also be an invitation to try to focus on one pentacle and try to avoid juggling things. I feel the urge to say this. If whatever this lightning strike is, you feel that it's as a result of you juggling things, that you might feel that you are kind of responsible for it, try to be gentle with yourself in that regard. Now, for both of you, regardless, these aces are going to have to wait. These aces, it's fine. There's opportunity all around. There's opportunity everywhere. I don't think it's the end of the world if, a sudden idea, doesn't get capitalized on right away. I think that it is important to prioritize. And remember, This might sound like empty words, but I do believe this. The universe doesn't give you anything that you're not ready to deal with. And the fact that this is a page, you have graduated, you are ready to deal with this. So try to keep that in mind. And my final rant on the Tower here. And I say this, I don't say this often enough when this card comes up, but really the hidden blessing in Tower moments is that you find out what the core of everything you've built really rests on, and that unshakable foundation. If it wasn't clear to you before, I suspect that it'll be clear to you by the time this week is done. And just take to heart that Tower moments are opportunities to find out what you can really rely on, and then you can move towards the healing energy of the star after that. So that was a mic drop right there. Thank you very much for trusting me with your reading group 2. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 3, last but not least, let's see what we have for you. This is probably higher. Ooh, wow, so only one person depicted in this whole spread. I wonder who this person is. Haha, just kidding, you know it's you. Is that, well... That's a little crooked, but I can work with this. Group 3, this is looking like a pretty tricky week for you. The phrase "keep your eye on the prize" came to mind while I was staring at these cards. However, I wouldn't focus so much on the prize to the point where you neglect other things that might be screaming out at you that might require your attention. One thing that I want to point out right away: every single card in this reading is odd, except obviously for the Knight here. So this nods to instability, which is why I'm pointing at tricky energy here. And another thing that I find interesting is how this axis is wands and this axis is coins. So there might be some tricky financial stuff coming up this week, which is why I am saying don't neglect that. However, the invitation is also to keep trotting along from the 7 to the 9. And speaking of 7, you have 2 7s in your spread here, pointing to confidence. So try to remember one thing that you might want to develop tunnel vision for is to keep in mind how awesome and capable you are. I think that when we have a bunch of instability, chaos is too strong of a word. I don't think it's that bad. These are all pips, you know. But when there's a bunch of tricky energy, it can sometimes rattle your confidence a little. And I think that is the one thing that is seeing you through, you know, this cup in the Knight's hand here, to really focus on that and let it guide you towards your real goal. But it might be trickier than usual to do it this week. So keep that in mind. You know, choppy waters are navigable. So as if you know in advance that they're navigable, then you can remember the port that you're trying to paddle towards, and also not neglect all the potential things that are hiding in the rapids on the way to the port, you know? So hopefully that made sense. I'm going to end it there. If you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps below to jump ahead a couple seconds. I will see you at your Oracle card reading. Whoa. All right, let's see if I can get this. Yeah, this looks about right. All right, Group A, your card is Emergence. This, like, the word is interesting. This is one of the few times that I've picked this card, if ever. The text under it reads, "The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place." Oh, so this is... another way to say this is stay optimistic. Sometimes, oh, here's a nice reframe that just came to mind, which can be of use to you given the readings that I gave for this week. Things that are often seen as problems, if you can reframe them as challenges or puzzles, it's not a problem, it's a puzzle to solve. That can help tap into that childlike energy that you're being invited to tap into with this card. So hopefully that will help. Group B, your card is Mask. Ooh, this is the Lunar Mansion number 24. I'm going to need a moment to look at this. All right. The most straightforward way to read this card is to be open and genuine and try to not hide behind a mask, because the 24th lunar mansion is like late Capricorn, early Aquarius, both ruled by Saturn, which can be a little standoffish. Yeah, and there's one reading in particular for which this resonates particularly well. I suspect a lot of you might have picked this card. Try to... It's funny too. Okay, let me offer a little more nuance than I was about to do. A mask is a tool. However, remember that sometimes a mask can be a useful thing to protect you. However, sometimes that very protection is what is exacerbating the problem, and then it's time to open up. So try not to see the mask as your identity. Try to see the mask as a tool, and I will trust you, depending on which reading you took and what your situation is, to see if the mask is better on your face or off of your face. Yeah. Group C, your card is Deep Knowing. This is very interesting. Let me stare at this card a bit. It's funny, I'm reading this card very similarly. I'm getting very big High Priestess vibes, especially considering this animal is this owl is either standing on the moon or right in front of the moon. One of these two planets is the moon. I'm pretty sure it's this one. And the High Priestess is associated with the moon. But one thing is for sure, it's in the name, Deep Knowing. You know what to do. Try to keep that in mind and try to trust yourself. And also, one key thing of the symbolism of the owl is that the owl is a predator that can see at night. So trust, maybe less the predator side, but more the fact that you can see at night. Trust in your ability to see when in other circumstances you might not be able to see that well. That was a mic drop right there. All right, Group D, your card is Enthusiasm, the Sun in Sag. I love Sagittarius. Yeah, give me a second. I want to look at this card. Group D, given the readings that I gave, this is a clear invitation that no matter what this week throws at you, never lose your enthusiasm. Try to do everything you can to be as cheerful and enthusiastic as possible. So this is a good time to do things that make you happy. Like, if you need to take a break from something in order to do something that will make you happy, that will let you better return to the thing that you should be doing, this is a good week to do that. All right? Protect your enthusiasm as if it is the campfire that will keep you warm during a cold night. That was a mic drop right there. So I'm gonna end the video right there. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like. I hope y'all have a great week. Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon.